Okay, here is a fun effect that uses both old and new mathematical card principles. The new principles are actually taught on my channel, the Absolute Math Magic channel. So you need 7 random red cards and 7 random black cards. Now the spectator is free to stack these however they choose. Maybe they'll stack them like that. From here, you as the performer just need to perform what's called a Klondike shuffle. So this is where you take the top and bottom cards off as one until you move all the cards to the table. Now from here we can perform what's called a Charlier shuffle. Top to bottom, bottom to top, top to bottom. I can add a link in the description below to the Charlier shuffle. It's a very powerful shuffle. We could have you as a spectator go ahead and just randomly cut the cards at any location. Okay, and then from here we're going to go ahead and just deal out the cards into, let's say, 4 piles. Okay, like so. And maybe we'll stack first pile on top of the third, second on top of the fourth. And how would you like these stacked? Right on left? Okay, that would be just fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to deal out 2 rows of 7 cards. Okay. Can I fit them? Barely. Now, in reality, this effect really works well if you can deal out all of these cards into one long line of 14 cards. Now, I can't fit 14 cards this way. So if you want to imagine them kind of spread out that way, that would be kind of ideal to have one big long line of 14 cards. But this works just fine. Okay, so what I need you to do now is we're going to have you kind of jog either up or down a total of 7 cards. Okay, and then we'll kind of stack those cards together as a pile and then stack the remaining cards as a second pile of 7 cards. Okay, so I'm going to have to just kind of make a random choice here. So maybe you would jog this one forward, this one there, and then maybe way over here. That's fine. And then here we'll jog outward. So maybe you want those 2 jogged. Maybe that one right there. See, how many do you have so far? 1, 2, 3. So you need one more still. This one here. Okay, great. And so I just picked them up in this order here. Okay, so here's one little pile. Okay, hopefully, oh, it's about went off the camera. I apologize for that. I just noticed that. Okay, so we have these 2 piles of cards that are completely determined by the choices that you just made. Now, we're going to randomly stack these. So which pile do you want where? Left one on top of the right? Okay, very good. Now we can go ahead and give the cards a Charlier shuffle again if you would like. So this top to bottom, bottom to top, top to bottom. Or if you would prefer, we could have you cut the cards at any location. Okay, and then we're just going to deal out 7 cards for you, and I'll get the remaining cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, very good. Trying to stay within camera, keep an eye on the camera. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to try to divine the color of your cards, kind of one at a time as they rise to the top, but I'll enlist the help of my packet. Okay, and so what I'll do is now there's a few ways to do this as the performer. One is for you now to turn around so that you're not facing the spectator, okay, so they can't see what you're doing. And so you would turn around and then you'd state the first card's red or the first card's black, right? And kind of go through all 7 cards, okay? I can't really do that, so I'm going to show you what I'm doing with my back turned. If you prefer to not have your back turned, you could just stay as I am here. That would be fine. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the cards over like this, okay? And these cards here are going to help me know the color of the spectator's cards at each level. Wow, how is that possible? Well, we'll find out later. Okay, so you don't show this to the spectator. So I see red, and so let me just tell you what is the case. The spectator's cards will always be the opposite color to what you're seeing at the moment. So I'm seeing red. That means this one is black. Okay. And then you can kind of set that one down or move it to the bottom if you would like, kind of like that, if you're doing it with your back turn. I see red here. Okay. This one must be black. It is indeed. I see red here. This one must be black. It is indeed. I see black here. This one must be red. It is indeed. This one's black. This one must be red. Very good. This one's black, so this one must be red. Very good. And we're down to the last one. This one's black, so this one must be red. And we nailed it, thanks to the magical powers of this particular deck of cards. You really should go out and buy this deck. I mean, it really does have some amazing properties. Okay, so how does this work? If you do everything that I did, it works. Okay, that's one way to go. That's what most YouTubers out there who haven't a clue what they're talking about regarding card magic, they'll just say, it works. I have no idea why. So that would be one way to go. Just do what I did. I can quickly review the steps if you would like. Okay, so we started with, and maybe I can give a few hints as to kind of what's going on. Okay, so we started with 7 red, okay, 7 black, okay. I guess what I could explain is the principles that I'm using from my channel, okay. So we randomly stacked these, that's fine. Now if you remember, we performed a Klondike shuffle. Well, my subscribers, my followers know that this will now put the top and bottom half in an alternating relationship. In particular, it's now going to be alternating either red, black, or black, red, black, red. Okay, so here's black, red, black, red. So this is a cyclic construction. You can randomly cut such an organization of any deck like that. Or better, do the Charlier shuffle because it's equivalent to just cutting the cards at some location. Okay, so once again, I have a link in the description below for that. Okay, so right now it's an alternating structure. If you remember what I did next, I dealt out into 4 piles. Well, if it's alternating red-black, it's like red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black, right? So the red cards, well, they may not be red. Oh, they are. That's fine. They didn't have to be. So cards of one color are right here and of the same color right here, randomly stacked, pile 1 on top of pile 3, and then pile 2 on top of pile 4. You will essentially just be separating, you have them in blocks of different colors again. Okay, so that's all that's done. Okay. But it kind of gives the illusion of kind of mixing things, right? So we're essentially back to the beginning. And so from there, this is where an old principle comes in, which I don't think I'll necessarily explain here. I think most viewers can kind of figure it out. Now, as I mentioned, it's nice to have these all lined up in one big line, but we can't really do that. Okay, and so what I encourage you to do is try this out for yourself, and I think you will discern the method. So for example, we had them jog a total of 7 cards. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now the picking up, now remember, these are all red here. Red, 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 black, 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 right? So what I did was, this is red, I picked up that one, the ones that are being jogged out, okay, these are all red, and then, kind of come around, okay, like that. Oop. Now these are black down here, right? The ones that I picked up from the bottom are, let me just show you, are black. So we have 3 black, 4 red, okay? Now the key is, let me put the pile, is now you stack them in the opposite order. That's why it's nice to have it on one long line, because you just go left to right and then go right to left. So here you're kind of snaking around in the opposite order. Now it's actually a very natural thing to do because you're already down in this position when you've picked up the last card there, and then you just pick up and go back the way you came. Well, what it does is it puts these two packets in a cyclic relationship relative to opposite card value. Okay, so we have the very top, red, black, red, black, red, black, black, red, black, red, black, red, black, red. Okay, so these are coupled piles, we call them on my channel. That means at each level, they're related in the way that I've just noted, namely, they're of opposite color. Okay, so if you randomly stack these, this is now a 2-cycle with cycle length 7, where the card characteristic is cards of opposite color. Well, since it's cyclic, you can go ahead and perform a Charlier shuffle or randomly cut it if you would like. That would be just fine. Okay, so we haven't harmed anything. And now the really cool part is if you deal out half the cards, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, drop the others as a second pile, and these are now mirrored piles. Mirrored, okay? So if we stack this, this would be a mirrored pile because we did a 50% dealing here. So what it means in particular is like this card here technically is related to the bottom card here from the start. And the relationship here is that they're of opposite color, which they are, okay? So all that means then is if you have the spectator randomly choose either one for themselves, this is their packet, and you get the other one, you can conveniently just flip this towards you and read off the card color. That's all you have to do, and theirs is going to be of the opposite color. Red, black, red, black, and so forth, okay? So that is the secret. Okay, this one's black, that one better be red, and this is black, that one's red. Okay, so it is using an old principle, but it's been modernized by principles taught on my channel. So anyway, have fun with that and take a look at other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel.